Today we're going to do a rainbow trout recipe. This is what I call my campfire rainbow trout recipe. It can be done at home. We're going to use a barbecue grill. The rainbow trout has been cleaned. The red meat that's in the center of the cavity has been removed. And we have here some rosemary and some fresh cilantro or coriander leaves, one for each of the fish. We're also going to try a black bean garlic sauce. It's a newer type of spice I've been trying out. Part of the recipe requires a spicy chili sauce. We're going to use here some 505 New Mexico hatch green chili. We make like a little paste here for our marinade. And another alternative to the green chili is a red sauce. This is a Mexican salsa. It can be used, today we're going to use the green sauce, but any spicy sauce will work for your fish. We're going to use a little sea salt and a little black pepper to spice it, and we'll be back here in a minute. Okay, now we have our trout ready to go. We have it salted in the inside, the red meat removed, that's in the core here, peppered on the outside. We're going to take our greens, we're going to stuff the cavity with our greens, just like that, and then we're going to wrap it in foil. The foil will act as its cooking pan. So we're going to take some of our sauce, and the sauce goes on the outside of the fish, just like that, and put some on the bottom. Get both sides. This is a garlic sauce. It's kind of a new flavor. You don't have to use the garlic sauce. You can make your own marinade, but you do want to add maybe some of the garlic or some other hard spices. We're then going to wrap the fish so that it does not have any leakage. You want to wrap it very good. And we're going to double wrap it just so that we make sure that the juices are maintained within the fish itself. Now this fish is ready to go on the grill. We're going to put it in the fridge for a couple hours just to give it a little time to settle in, although it could be cooked immediately if you're in a hurry. We're going to cook it at a very high temperature, and we'll get back with you and show you that. We're going to do the same to the other two fish, and we'll get back with you when we're ready for the grill. And there you have it, the three fish ready to go. What we're going to do here is we're going to do an open flame cook just like you would in a camp. However, most people would probably prefer just doing charcoal briquettes and placing the fish directly in the briquettes. What we're going to do is a very high temperature cooking. The trout will actually not overcook. It's going to be very moist inside the foil, so you don't have to worry about getting it too hot. The trout will steam itself. The vegetables inside the cavity, the greens, will add the flavor and keep the meat moist. And most people who do not enjoy trout actually enjoy this recipe because it adds a lot of flavor. The trout is easy to peel, the skin will come right off, and the meat will be very flaky and be able to fork. And most people who do not enjoy trout will enjoy this recipe. What we got here is some kindling. We're going to use a little bit of paper, small twigs, right on top. This will get the twigs hot and start the fire. We'll add a little larger twigs as we go, and just build us a little teepee fire, just like you would. If you want to do charcoal, you can place your briquettes right on top of some ordinary twig wood and not have to use lighter fluid. Lighter fluid generally will add a little petroleum flavor, and you do not want that, so we use a natural way to start your fire. Okay, we got our campfire ready to go. We have dry wood, not green wood. The thicker wood at the top, the smaller wood toward the paper, which we will start. And we got a supply of more wood to add to the fire to do our cooking. Okay, here we are, getting time to start the fire. We have our kindling, our paper, and our tinder, this small wood, and then the larger wood on top. And keep in mind that we want the paper to get the wood hot so it'll outgas and start the larger wood on fire. So we'll just use a single match here. Ideally, you try to get this thing going with one match. And you can do the same with barbecue briquettes. You can just place the briquettes on top and it'll get going without using petroleum products. And your flavor of your wood will stay natural rather than taste like matchlight. So we'll let that tinder go. You can see the flames want to begin. The paper is actually not that flammable, but in the past I've used pine needles and dried pine needles, and that works very well as well. But it looks like a single match is going to do it this time. And so we'll come back once it gets going. Okay, we've got the fire going. We got the grates on top, kind of burning off the old grease that's on there from the previous cookout. We're going to be cooking on open flame. This is only when you have your food totally wrapped in foil to protect it from the soot. You would never cook meat on an open flame. You would always want to cook them on coals. Okay, we're getting closer. We got the fish out here. We always want to use fresh fish. This fish were caught yesterday, so they were alive just yesterday and kept on ice once they were put down, and now they're going to be enjoyed today. I had to protect my wood handle grill because of the open flame. I had to put a little wood underneath just to keep the flames from burning my wood handle. So little precautions. Just keep in mind everything here is going to be very hot. Okay, we're getting ready to put the fish on. If you were using charcoal briquettes, you would push the fish right on the briquettes. It's a little extreme to many cooks, but this is how it's done. Since we're using open flame, we're going to be putting the fish on the open flame. We use the largest fish in the middle to get the most heat, and the smaller fish toward the ends maybe get a little less heat. It looks like a lot of flame, a lot of heat, but this is how we will do it. Again, the moisture and the greens inside will protect the fish from overcooking. I will get back with you once we get the process going. We're going to be rotating the fish and moving the positions around and feeding the fire with additional wood. Okay, we're going to do a little rotation here. Keep it moving. We do a different pattern so we get a good coverage of the heat in various parts of the fish. The foil is protecting the meat from the soot, and all we're getting inside is the nice warm heat from the wood. Okay, we've had our trout on for about 15 minutes. We've been turning them, rotating them, just making sure they all get a little bit of action on all parts of the fish. And we can hear it sizzling now. That means there's good moisture inside. No problems. And we'll continue to feed the fire as we go. Looking very good. Now, foil's doing its job, protecting the meat. Okay. I'll be working the fire a little bit, stroking it, adding a little bit of apple wood, keeping it nice and going. Okay, our trout have been on now for about 28 minutes. And we've transitioned from ordinary, what I call junk wood, basically tree trimmings, to apple wood and fruit wood, to make a few little coals of some better smoking wood. And for those who want a little smoky flavor, what we'll do is we'll unwrap the fish, place it right on the griddle. Once the coals form and the flames die back, give it a few minutes of smoking, and then you'll be ready to serve. These are domestic farm-raised fish that have been released for the fishermen. The fishing licenses pay for the farm-raised fish to be harvested and produced, and the local state game and fish department take care of all that through your license fees. In our state, $35 a year. You can go fishing, and the state encourages you to take these fish home and use them for your meals. Wild caught fish that are born in the wild are generally encouraged to be caught and released, whereas the farm raised are encouraged to be taken and or released if to your liking. But whatever fish should not be wasted, and preparing it where it's delicious is part of the solution. Okay, looks like our coals have died back. We're going to take this fish and put them right on the griddle. And wrap them. We're going to preheat our container so that it's warm, and when we serve our fish, they stay warm. We'll come back. Okay, we're going to place our fish in our container. You can see the skin has adhered, in some cases, to the foil, and you can see the meat is nice and flaky and will serve just fine. We'll place the trout here in container. We'll let it smoke for a little. Okay, it's been a few minutes. There you have it. We'll be serving our trout. The skin comes right off, meat flakes right off, and perfect for your enjoyment. Thank you for watching.